Hey everybody, this is Zero from Zero Gunpla Reviews. In this episode, we're going to cover the Gundam Delta Kai from Gundam Mobile Suit Variation, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below, is a manga exclusive. Because I know it wasn't an anime. That I know for sure, about 80%. So, I picked up this bad boy at Galactic Toys, so if you want to hit them up and get one of your own, the link is down below, along with the GoFundMe account if you want to support the channel, which would be really great. So, let's talk about this guy real quick before we get into the review. This is the only Gunpla I actually own that technically, in the entire Universal Century, doesn't actually exist. And yes, I know I stopped rotating. The batteries are dying on this rotating thing. He doesn't technically exist. It's never actually got out of the prototype stage. Actually, not even the prototype stage. Development, actually. It was in a program when they were designing the Delta Gundam, and the transformation caused it to, I believe, explode. The frame didn't work well with the engine. It exploded, so they had to scrap part of it, which eventually became the development for the Delta Kai and the Hyakushiki, and the Jakushiki Kai, and, you know, the ground Shakushiki. And I do believe the Gundam Mark III is part of that development due to them both having, the Delta Gundam and the Gundam Mark III having a lot of similarities. I could be wrong. I'll double check that in the future when I get to the Delta Kai itself, when I review it. But yeah, this is the only Gundam I've ever owned that technically doesn't exist as a Gundam or as anything. Because it was like, pop, nah, it keeps exploding. You know, at least they didn't have pilot this thing like the Zuda, who built a mobile suit that constantly explodes. Alright, let's get into the review before I go on a tangent about exploding mobile suits. So this is the Gundam Delta Kai with everything that comes with it. Minusing a few parts for parts formation, but I'm not a huge fan of parts formation, so I never actually keep those parts. I leave them in Gundam form or mobile suit mode. That's just my personal prerogative. If you like having spare parts to transform into its Wave Rider form or mobile armor form, you do you, and, you know, have fun with that. But that's just not how I roll. So, you see it comes with another set of holding hands, a pair of beam sabers, something that I find interesting, which it's weird that a lot of suits that have funnels or bits or whatever, or dragoons, doesn't come with mini funnel holders. Like, you can put the funnel on here and it can be like it's flying. I'm very surprised more suits don't have them. Like, I have the new Gundam, the high grade new Gundam, and the Strike Freedom, and the, based on episode I think 2 or 3, the Perfect Strike Freedom. So you figure they would have more stands for funnels, instead of you buying separate stands so you can put the funnels onto it. But again, that goes back to my tirade of, if I'm going to shell money for a Gunpla, please at least put a stand in there for me. For it comes with the plastic, but that's just me. So it does, like I said, it comes with 2 beam sabers which are attached to the shield here, which kind of looks like a little turret, which is pretty cool. And of course it comes with a trigger hand, a closed fist, 2 closed fists, a trigger finger, and 1 opening hand. But the other opening hand is only for this hand. So you can never actually hold anything with the other hand, which I find kind of stupid. It's like you should be able to hold weapons and beams and whatever have you in 2 different hands. But in this guy's case, nope. Just the left hand. Left hand? Yeah, I believe it's the left hand. Or is it the right hand? Whichever. But yeah. Only one hand can hold a gun. Or a sword. Which is kind of redundant, but hey, what can I tell you? And I know probably you all are staring to the right of it. At the massive, massive sticker sheet. I mean, look at this thing. It's huge. You know how much color and accuracy means this thing has? From what I can tell on the cover, it doesn't look that bad, but apparently there's a lot of the whites that's supposed to be purple, and a lot of the whites are also supposed to be yellow and black. It's ridiculous. you know, getting a few more, runners of the appropriate colors, because this was white, and I think I only did those two parts, the eyes, the camera, and yeah, that's about it. Everything else I did not touch, when it comes to stickers at least. Okay, so before we go further on, I'm just going to take off this thing because it's going to get in the way for the articulation. Also, I do not know if this happened to all of them, but I believe, and it's been a while since I built this, like a couple of days, so I'm not going to be 100%. Give me a second, I can check. Nope, not this one. So this piece right here didn't actually have the hole for it. I literally had to, because it's supposed to have a nub that this can plug into the purple part. It didn't actually have that. I had to nip that piece, since it didn't have a hole, and glue it in. So I may have gotten a defective one, or yeah, so be careful. One of these side skirts isn't perfect and is a manufacturing error. So yeah, that exists. So make sure you have your glue ready just in case with it. And when it comes to articulation on this thing, I could show you, and I will do partially, but it sacrifices a lot because it's supposed to be transformable. Like, the arms can only have so much articulation because it's supposed to be able to move and get removed and get out of the way when it becomes the Wave Rider form. So the articulation takes an L on that. And also, a lot of the joints are kind of loose because of the same reason. And it's like, I get that, but you shouldn't. And also, the knees are kind of, well, they can pop out quite easily if you're not careful enough. So that's another thing. So yeah. And the backpack gets in the way of a lot. The wings / backpacks get in the way for the articulation. We have a paralyzed butt flap / back skirt, so you're not going to get a lot of bent leg action back there. We have a pole in this situation, not a ball joint for the shoulders. But unlike the legs, that gives it more stability. This is kind of looser, so very cautious with that. Again, I had to glue that piece in, so you're not going to get a lot of articulation out of this. You can get a couple of decent poses, but that's about it. So, like I said, be cautious with it. So, all in all, this is a great Gunpla to have, because it has great, shelf presence, because it's very uniquely looking. A great story behind it, but saying that, out of everything from the Universal Century, the Unicorn Gundams, the Gundam itself, the Crossbone, the Narrative C, this one is the only one that technically never existed. All it is just a program on a computer that never got beyond that. And that's an interesting story to have, to say, hey, what show is this one from? Technically none. But all in all, yeah, it's more of a display piece. You pop it on a shelf, you get two, for one to say in Wave Rider form and another one to say in Gundam form, or one to do one or the other. But aside from that, you're not getting posing out of it. Not a lot of it. You're not going to get a lot of range of movement out of this because of it needing it to be transformable. Like I said, solid kit. Good build, minusing that plastic piece. Sturdy. Won't instantly fall apart if you shake it. So, I would recommend picking it up if you enjoy it. If not, hey, play how you like. So, if you want to support the channel, check out the links down below. Check out my website. Check out the Facebook group. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode when I do my technically... you'll find out. I'm not going to give you any spoilers here. Not today, at least. And also, Happy Mother's Day if you're watching it on May 8th. If you're not, this was recorded on May 8th. Catch you guys, and down he goes. Catch you guys later.